Warning, the following podcast contains coarse language and spoilers for the film and the title of the podcast.
Now playing.
Can we, pause and record the second half of this and never?
Yes.
Movie reviews in 20 Qs.
Hello, you goddamn fantastic people, and welcome to the podcast Movie Reviews in 20 Qs, the show where we review a movie by asking 20 weird and wonderful questions about it. And this week's movie is brought to you by Matiu. Matiu, what the fuck are we doing, bro?
Oh, it's getting close to Christmas, so let's crack a Christmas film. Love a good Christmas film.
How did this happen?
What made you watch this movie to start with?
You know, I was actually over here and Sam had it on. I was drunk, laying on Sam's floor, and I woke up and it was on. I was like, hey. In my drunken stupidity, I said, I think I should do that one.
The funny part is, yeah, you're right. We watched the first half an hour and we were like, fuck, this is garbage, bro? And then you went home and finished it. I stayed home and finished it.
Sam said, I've heard 3 songs in the last 10 minutes. I'm getting sick of this film. And I thought, let's do this one.
Let's do this, you motherfucker. Anyway, the other voice you're hearing, Stacey. Hey, Stacey. How you doing?
Hey.
Are you super excited to be here?
I am.
Yes. Cutting down on time. Now, Stacey, when we came to you,
Yep.
did you think in your wildest dreams or imaginations that we'd be doing a romantic comedy that's also holiday-centric?
No, never. I was highly surprised when I heard about this movie.
We've done The Holiday, we've done Love Actually, but we haven't had you on either of those.
No.
Anywho, let's move on. Love Hard is a 2021 Netflix original starring Nina Dobrev and Jimmy O Yang. Has a score of 6.3 out of 10 on IMDb, 50% on Rotten Tomatoes, 42% on Metacritic. So pretty middle-of-the-road scores. Released 5th of November. As I said, you can watch it on Netflix if you haven't already watched this. But just a bit of an FYI, we are going to be spoiling it from the start. So just like the start of the podcast said. Anywho, if you haven't heard this podcast before, what we do is we review a movie by asking 20 weird and wonderful questions about it. We start with 10 that can be applied to any film. We then move through 3 personal questions before finishing on a Patreon question this week. The one we always start with, compliment sandwich, which is one thing good, one thing bad, and one thing good. Matiu, since you picked this film, we're going to let Stacey go first. So Stacey, what do you got?
Save the best for last, eh?
Sure.
So, this is compliment sandwich. My first good thing is Josh is awesome. He's so cool and funny. And he's a great central character. My bad thing is Natalie's boss is pointless. Why is he in this film?
I thought he was okay.
I thought he was the true MVP.
Okay, well,
This sounds a question twist. 20.
He casually throws in some sexual harassment at the very start. But it was
I slept with Steve. Don't tell anyone that.
He is just completely pointless. And I honestly do not believe people like that exist in the world.
that dude bike at his desk and
Yeah.
has a meeting while he's shaking some weights around.
Yeah.
Fires
exactly.
a girl 4 times and then she keeps showing up and it's just an absolute arsehole to her about her job,
Yeah,
even though his success is based on her
flies
success.
cross country to see how her story's going.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, almost like that's the biggest load of bullshit in this film.
Could be.
Stacey's running through all my questions. Answers listed.
And my final good thing is I don't understand my note. No, I've put something about
Do. Top quality podcast.
Oh, there it is. I was waiting.
Quality.
He's going to say it. He's going to say it. Here it comes. He said it about 10 times. He said it about 10 times the other night when we were doing the
quality
Demolition Man
podcasting.
my final good thing. I like how the story ends up. It's a happy ending. Oh, shut up.
The romantic comedy had a romantic comedy twist where it was
Yes, exactly.
2 people that shouldn't get together kind of have a big breakup. Doesn't look like things are going to work out. Things work out. They get together. Happy ending.
Hey, but don't be fooled. Things are never going to work out for these guys.
Oh, fuck no. They were broken up by New Year's, right?
Yeah, exactly. But who cares? We're not watching that movie.
Matiu, what's your sandwich?
Well, as you know, I'm a very prominent feminist, and this
What
is
the
true.
fuck way
Yeah.
to start the fucking podcast is this?
And I actually took women's studies at university, so it's just to prove how how I'm just really into the movement of empowering women.
Studying women from the fucking pub dance floor is not women's studies, bro.
So, Natalie in this film, she's the lead, and she just puts back feminism years and years. She's met the guy that she that's the one for her. Turns up in a short skirt in the middle of the winter.
Oh, I know. Shocker.
Just rolls up to his house. She's a booty call. That's a booty call. And then she goes to the pub and actually sees the guy that she actually likes. And she acts like a stripper,
Yeah. has no idea what his personality's like.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, she knows Josh. She doesn't know this guy.
Yeah.
No idea what he's like.
Yeah, and she she goes on 100 dates and she writes about them all the time. At one point, she goes on a date with a guy, and he was like average looking, and she just went, oh, it was so shallow, and I was just like, oh, far out.
It's so close to the bone, close to home. And
well, there's a film with Amy Schumer, and that movie is awesome because she just does whatever she wants in that film. But the thing I did like about this film is it's fun, and that scene where she does do karaoke. I had a bad view of this film going into the movie, and then I was embarrassed how hard I was laughing at that scene. Where she had some kiwi fruit shots, and her face blew up while she's trying to do her stripper dance, and I was like, so funny, and I couldn't, and there was lots of moments like that, particularly Jimmy Yang. He's just so fun and funny. And I think that my last bad thing about this film
shit sandwich!
It's just all the Americanisms. And the one that got me the worst was the dad, and how he just used, like, I don't know, there was too many Americanisms in there for me.
We haven't given our scores, but we'll give ours at the end. On to me. First good thing, the karaoke scene, I agree. Fucking hilarious. That was probably enough for me to give it a compliment sandwich. Just that one karaoke scene.
Whoa.
No, it was genuinely funny. Like, I laughed out loud at that, like, quite a bit.
Do you think it was funny because it was so cringy and bad? Like,
Yes.
really like Hollywood. Like, it was, it's shocking.
Yeah, Hollywood isn't known for its, like well playing cringiness. It's like slapstick over the top, you know what I mean? Like, whereas this was,
Exactly.
like, quite cringy.
Yeah.
Cringe-inducing sort of thing, like similar to The Office. I think is closest I've come, but even then they were, it was a mimicry of British humour.
Tag's mates made it for me. Just their expressions. They was
She's got a condition.
It was like, whoa, what the?
I'm a Christian man.
Say something.
Yeah. All the comments in the background were fucking hilarious. The bad thing, this legitimately feels like a dated movie. Like,
What? It just came out.
yeah, I know, but like the topics in it is like catfishing. Like,
Yes.
catfishing was all the rage, 10 years ago? We're all talking about the catfish documentary,
Surely
the
we've gone past
TV
Catfish.
show. Arguing about Die Hard being a Christmas film? Oh my fucking God. It's like those memes that go around. It's just like, oh, there's two people in the world, those that believe Die Hard's a Christmas movie and those that are wrong. It's like, no. There's two people in the world, those that believe that Die Hard is a Christmas movie and those that couldn't give a fuck and are sick of you fucking telling them that it's a Christmas fucking film.
Yeah.
Those are the two people in the film. I think it's a Christmas film, but I'm fucking sick of hearing that it is. And then my final good thing is, it was alright. It was
What?
It was alright. It was
Top
inoffensive.
quality podcast.
Yes! Yes! It's all right. I'm a movie reviewer. It's all right.
It was alright. Stacey answer. It was alright.
So articulate.
What do you want me to say? It was inoffensive. You know what I mean? Like, okay, Much has raised some pretty good points. It made me my score's dropping, but it wasn't offensively bad. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad. You know?
Yeah, I know. I hear you.
Yeah.
I watch movies like that all the time, but it's not what I expect to hear on a podcast.
Exactly right. Top quality. Yep, we're professionals. I suppose the best way to describe it is that it leant more into the comedy than it did into the rom. And very...
Yes, there was very little romantic elements. There was very little, like, kissing or touching or
it was played
anything.
for laugh. And, like, I'm way more of a comedy aficionado than I am a romantic. So, scores? You go first.
7,100.
Jeebus Christ.
Wow.
What about you? What about you, shit sandwich?
I actually was tossing up whether to which way I was going to go on that one. So I was pretty close, like 4,500.
Yeah, I'm about 5,600.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nah, 5,999. I'm almost a 6, but not quite.
I actually like it. Even though it's shit. It's a shit movie, but I like it. I don't
Listeners,
know.
I'm going to take this time to point out that Matiu was the first person to give a hyperbole shit sandwich about the film Space Jam. And how many times have you watched Space Jam since we recorded that
Well, I
episode?
watched it 4 times. I watched it the other night.
What the fuck are you doing?
Because
What the fuck is going on here? You hate that
It's like The Room. It's so bad. It's good.
No. It's so terrible. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
Transcends that. Anywho, we're getting off topic. Let's move over to question number 2, which is a Patreon question. Comes courtesy of our mate, Dave Baker, who has his own Patreon at patreon.com/yourfavourite. There is a link down in the show notes. Go check it out. It's awesome. Video essays on Medium, all that sort of fun stuff. Dave's the man. Go check it out. Go follow the link. What's his question, Stace?
Dave would like to know, what 2 characters would you want with you at a house party?
I've got Natasha written through my notes, but so for once I actually figured out it's Natalie. So
It was the
Quality
It was the Kiwi that threw you off.
podcasting.
yeah, so Natalie, I don't know. You know, she wears lots of skimpy clothes. She does stripper dances. You know, she lies, and you know, she's pretty interesting. I think
She does lots of shots and she does speeches.
dates a whole bunch of guys, and yeah,
I'm just gonna say she's very superficial here, by the way.
yeah.
I don't know if
she
you've
still dates
looked in the
them.
mirror lately, but
But she still goes there. She like walks into a bar. She sees a guy that she's not attracted to. She does this big huff, and then she just goes and has the date.
yeah, true.
She's not fussy, married men. You know, but. And the other one was Jimmy. Just the 2 leads. Jimmy.
Josh.
So, I mean, yeah, Josh, he's just hilarious. He's so funny. That would be someone I want to hang out with at a party.
He's quite charismatic for somebody who's supposed to be a shy, dweeby dude. You know, like he's got some good laughs. Like, yeah.
He's got so much energy every time he tells a story too. It's all geared up to the laugh. So
Yeah.
it's like he's a comedian. I haven't seen his stand-up acts, but I wouldn't mind watching it after this.
I just
Yeah.
remember him from Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
On to me. The Lyft / Uber driver. Those 2.
E-Rock.
He's the same dude, but he knows how to party. He knows how to show up for supplies. And he can give you a ride home afterwards. So he's fucking...
Steals women's bags and looks through the underwear.
Yeah, but I still invite you to parties and fucking... Isn't that what you do?
Not from the airport, just from clotheslines.
From the bus station. Get a better quality at the bus station. Yeah, I went with Nellie as well. Like, you're right. Like, she knows how to party. She knows how to have a good time. And she's, out of everyone else in this film. Oh, no, actually, no, fuck that. The sister-in-law. The sister-in-law's hilarious. You know, when she's talking about The Walking Dead, and she's like, I didn't like that documentary.
That's the
She had
macho
some-
answer. The 2 hot girls.
No, I'm still going with, actually, let's get rid of Eric. We'll just call him up to give us a ride home at the end. But-
yeah.
Yeah, so Chelsea Lynn and Natalie. So, I'm going to go with those 2. Like, the sister-in-law I thought was hilarious. So she was fun and nice and actually kind. Like, she shouldn't have been with the...
Was she though?
No, she was. She was nice. Like, her husband was a dickhead. The brother was a dickhead.
She
but-
was just giving Natalie weird looks. She's like, how are you going out with this?
No, she seemed into it. The brother seemed like a dick about it. Yeah, she was cool. What about you that's playing on your phone that's checked out of this podcast already?
I'm a huge Josh fan too. I think he's really funny. And you said he's supposed to be dweeby and like quiet. I don't think so. I just think he's just cool, but he doesn't need to be like all in your face about it.
He's like the Unabomber, eh? He dresses with a hoodie.
Whoa,
He dresses with a hoodie
whoa.
at breakfast. Like, and then like all sulky.
It's winter. It's cold.
It's not winter inside though. The first scene he's got this huge jacket on.
It's not winter. What is it inside? Has it got its own fucking...
It's a regular
season?
temperature.
He lives in the basement. It's cold down there. Anyway, Josh and Grandma June.
Oh, damn it, the grandma. That's
God,
what-
she's cool.
She's awesome.
She's so funny. Like, honestly, you just wouldn't know what would happen at that party. She's a crack up.
She was almost like the backup to my MVP of the film.
You wouldn't want Tag?
Nah.
Nah, Tag was boring as shit, man.
Yeah, he was dumb.
Self-centered asshole. The only good thing about him was he could show up with some mean steaks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I do love some mean steaks.
Oh, yeah. No banter, but definitely some steaks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'd be one of those guys that's like their entire personality is I look good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what have you been up to?
Oh, I watched this thing today.
Yeah,
That is his
great.
entire personality, like in real
Really?
life. Yeah. It was the dumbest, he gave the dumbest answers, and I was like, oh, way to live up to,
How have you
look
done?
good.
How have you done this much research for this episode? Yet you show up here and you're like, what are the questions again? What the fuck is going on here? Top quality podcast. Anyway, anywho, let's move us over to question number 3. Matiu.
What was the biggest load of bullshit in this movie?
2 dudes just strolling off the street and get Olympic level bobsledding. You know what I mean? They just go on this bobsledding date where it's like they go for a hike and she's like, oh my God, this is amazing. I've been on a hike before. And then they're just on this bobsled, like strangers, like just dudes just walking off the street and just fucking use this bobsled.
Yeah.
Surely fucking not. Surely there's some trainer tracks that they're going down, not fucking like Olympic level.
There would be shit for the movie. Having them on a learner's bobsled.
Well, I don't know, man. She was freaking out about getting 2 feet off the ground doing rock climbing. Surely going down over it. I'd like to point out that we went to a water park in, where was it, Bali or something like that, and we had to go down the like softest little incline, and you freaked out. So that would be funnier in this film if they're going down a learner's track and she's just still losing her shit.
Yeah.
What about you, Sose?
The first one that I just couldn't get past and thought was ridiculous is when before they'd met and they were chatting on the phone and they had their overnight phone conversation and she woke up with her phone by her pillow and I was like, no, nobody's phone battery lasts that long. Well,
Yes. Not to mention he's 3 hours ahead.
yes.
So she's waking up at 7 in the morning. Good morning. And he's like, yeah, good morning. He's like, he's got up. He's fucking had a shower. He's had his
lunchtime.
breakfast. It's almost lunchtime for him.
And he's like, oh, are you there?
I should really get the Horizon Unlimited or whatever. Yeah.
He should actually be at work by now in his dad's outdoor shop. What's he doing?
Why didn't they do a video call?
That was exactly that was my other one. At no point have they FaceTimed.
Yeah.
Surely you'd FaceTime.
Ring and all that. Yeah, that's cool. But FaceTime for sure.
Let's set aside her flying over to the other side of the country without having FaceTime or all that sort of shit. Fine, whatever. Without even really talking except for that one time. Setting aside that, like the fact they've never FaceTimed. They've never like, hey, how are you? Hey, here's my boobs. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Well, how come? How did she even know where he lived?
Yes, good question. If she didn't ask where he lived and she was just Googling, Jocelyn address, she would have found something out about him, right?
Yeah,
she
yeah.
would have found out about the outdoor store.
He's an Olympic bobsledder, but his name's Tag, not Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was, actually, that's a good bad thing for this movie.
Bring it down, 7,000 now, 7,000.
I'm down to 5'4".
Knock it down.
I'm rapidly descending. The more we talk about this film, the more shittier it becomes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just had that Jimmy and I've got Natasha, Jimmy and which is not his name, Josh. And I just had
Just call him Jay, bro. Just Jay.
I just had that Josh and Natalie hook up. And like that. At no point is there any romantic connection between them. Like they get. There's a lot of friendship connections that they make. There's a lot of cool stuff that Josh does, but at no point is there any romantic connection made between those guys. And then all of a sudden they just hook up. I don't get it.
It's
Like
her being superficial again. Like she wakes up and it's like you've got a new match in your area or whatever, or you've got a new person in your area. And then she sees him looking not like a serial killer, not like the rope and the axe and the fucking all the other shit. Sees him like following the advice she gave, and then she's like, "Oh, actually, yes, I do want to have insert this guy into me." Like what the fuck?
It's that nice guy dream, mate. As long as I'm a good guy, it doesn't really matter that I live in my parent's basement.
Yeah, live in my parents' basement.
And I look
complain
like
about shit online, hate my job. Like work for my dad.
I can still score this incredibly good-looking woman who's like super shallow. No, you can't.
Can you though? No.
I think you guys have missed a crucial point here. She likes him because he listened to her. She gave the advice to change the photos, and he did it. And she's like, yes, a guy who will listen.
That's the key. That's the key, and I will never find that key.
Yeah.
You should do this. Nah, I'll just do exactly the opposite.
That is exactly. I think it was Seinfeld or something made that joke about every single woman is looking for a guy they can change, and then once they've changed you, they move on because they're like, this guy's boring. There's nothing more to him to do here.
He changed. He got rid of the rope and the axe and the wrench from his profile pics. My work's done.
He's boring.
I worked out that he killed Colonel Mustard in the fucking study, and now I'm done.
Yeah, no realistic. Like when she turns up at his house, it's like, I don't know. I'm not a woman, but I suspect that's one of the greatest fears is this, a young Asian boy that's half her height comes out of the parents' basement to meet her.
And she was so happy to meet his parents.
Yeah.
Like, did she know that he lived with his parents, or was she expecting to turn up to his house, or what?
That's a good question.
She's wearing a skirt that just hides the bottom of her bum cheek, and she turns up and says, hello, like, who are you?
Yeah.
The only thing in her defense was like she lost her luggage, but like surely you
lost her luggage.
You dress for the fucking climate, eh? It's like if you go on holiday to a tropical destination, you'd wear, jandals, flip-flops, thongs, whatever you want to call them, rest of the world. And shorts and t-shirt. You wouldn't fucking get onto a plane to go to Lake Placid in the middle of winter and be like, I'm going to just wear a short fucking dress.
Yeah, I'm sure I won't need a jacket when I'm there.
No, this is going to be mean. Anywho, as Stacey's on this episode, and as she loves this question so much, how would you have incorporated Nikolis Cage into this movie?
Oh, he's got to replace Lee, Natalie's boss.
Yes, that was the easy answer.
Can you imagine Nikolis Cage with those shake weight thingies trying to do that meeting with that? That would
doing
be
the biking in front of him. I'm not good enough to bike. You just carry on with the meeting.
Yeah.
I had sex with Steve.
And I think the best part about having Nikolis Cage in that role would be he'd really come into his own at the end when he turns up for no reason to find out how her story's going and goes to that party. I think he'd make a much bigger impact.
I just had one of the losers that she dates. He turns up and it's Nikolis Cage.
Fuck you guys. Leave something for me, man. Fuck.
I thought that was the one that you were going to say.
Shit, fuck. Yeah, those were my two answers. Like the only one I could imagine was like her having it'd be quite funny as an in-joke for her to have the Tinder photos and it's him of like Con Air. You know what I mean? Like Con Air Nick Cage. And then she shows up and it's more like Vampires Kiss Nicolas Cage or fucking Current Nicolas Cage. Or, you know what I mean? It'd be like, ooh, this isn't the dude. This isn't the same guy. Yeah. Question 5.
What is the biggest dick move in this movie?
Matiu making us do this fucking podcast is probably is up there, but what do you got, Matiu?
It's got to be the brother. The brother.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, everything he did was very dickish.
It was a dick move.
Yeah, just the pelvic thrust pump during the Christmas song. Trying to steal the Christmas decoration from Natalie. I always do it. I
loved how that star went on the top crooked. It was so good.
And he got so fucking fucked off. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, I had everything the brother did, and then my backup answer was everything she did.
Yeah,
everything Natalie did.
Yeah, pretend to tag. You know what I mean? Like, this is a guy's emotions you're playing with. Like this poor dude, man. This is horrible. But on top of that was like the proposing part. You know what I mean? Like it was dickish that Josh proposed to her and that she went along with it. But then like you've now got this entire family's hopes up. So much so they throw a surprise engagement party for you guys.
He introduces her to his parents, eh? It's like, hey, this is a girl I've just met. We shared a kiss. She's like, I like meat.
Yeah,
I like rock climbing. I like the stupid book that I actually hate.
Yeah. Like everything about it was fake. Like, I think the movie at least raised it and made it a good point. Was like, what you did to Tag was the same thing that, Josh did to you. So who the fuck are you anyway? Anywho, moves us over to question number 6. Also, a Patreon question comes courtesy of our man Julio of the Contrarians podcast, a podcast which rages against the Rotten Tomatoes machine. So they take a universally beloved film, argue why it's shit, then do real talk at the end. Alternatively, they take a universally hated film, they typically do anyway, and then argue why it's awesome, and then offer their real talk at the end. Anyway, Go check down in the show notes. There's a link to their podcast. Matiu.
What? Question 6. What's your most controversial opinion about this film?
So he quits his job with his dad to make candles. This is the stupidest fucking idea
What is it?
I've ever fucking heard. You know,
Nail candles.
like
50% of the market is underserved, Sam.
what? When was the last time you brought a candle that wasn't just a normal straight up candle to use if your house runs out of power? You know what I mean? Like if there's a blackout. Like what the
Just turn your phone
fuck
on,
is
eh?
he thinking? And like the dad as well, just like, ooh, this smells like your grandfather. Ooh, yeah. That's personal to use, not personal to fucking everyone else. This is the stupidest one. This guy will be broken up and bankrupt by fucking January,
Yeah,
bro.
what-
I'm telling you.
What do those candles smell like, eh? Oh, it smells like my sweaty old man. He's been at work all day under a truck. It's like,
Yeah. And petrol.
The type of shit.
gross as, but we'll just burn it in our house and make our whole house smell like that, even though he was never allowed in the house before he had a shower.
Imagine if me and you went over to Kahu's place and we walk in the door and it like smells like fucking gasoline and shit like that. I'd be like, bro, have you been doing burnouts in your fucking lounge? What the fuck is going on here?
What do men don't like to smell that? They don't like it. They just like the girl ones. They just don't want to buy it because it's embarrassing. It's not.
It's like-
it's not underserved. There is no market for candles for dudes.
If you have to buy one, you're going to get like all I can think is vanilla, but it's not vanilla. You're going to go for like a light lavender or something like just a. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I don't buy fucking
Men are simple
candles.
creatures, eh? It's turn the light on at the wall. That's it. I don't want to have to find a.
If it doesn't work, but even
I
then,
don't want to find a lighter, make everything look all romantic. I just want to go to bed, turn the light on, turn it off.
I've got nothing to say about this. It is bizarre.
could you imagine if I brought home a gasoline candle or
I'd
what's
throw it out.
Yeah, a KFC smelling candle.
No.
KFC smelling candle.
If we went around to Machu's
Oh, hang on. I'm starting to come around to this candle idea.
Yeah. Oh, a candle that makes me hungry. What if we went around to Machu's place to watch rugby and you were like, what's that smell? It was, well, it's Eau de Woodstock bourbon and it's fucking...
It's bringing back all those awesome memories of being in Sam's shed talking about movies.
Yeah, talking about... It's a bourbon candle mixed with old dirty cigarettes. It's fucking... It's
Okay.
Uncle's 50th candle.
Okay.
My controversial opinion is that this movie is a better Christmas film than Die Hard and Love Actually.
Fuck off.
It is. It is.
How can you say this is better than
It's got
fucking...
Christmas carols. It's a Christmas film. This is, yeah.
You're saying it's more of a Christmas film than those two
No,
films?
it's a better Christmas film.
You think this film is better than Die
I'm
Hard?
not saying they're not Christmas films. I'm just saying this is a better Christmas film than those films that have Christmas elements.
I'm so fucking lost.
Love Actually is like full on Christmas.
But you're saying this is a better film than Love
They
Actually.
don't have like a child singing "All I Want for Christmas Is You." It's like a bit like creepy.
You got anything to say?
It's just controversial.
I think it's
If you're
just
saying Die Hard is worse than this film,
No, this is the better Christmas film.
Chris,
it's a technicality.
I've got to qualify exactly what I'm trying to say.
anywho, what about you, Stacey? You got anything?
Okay, what about this? Nat, at the start of the movie, has this cool friend, that blonde chick, who I'd like to do I can't remember her name, but I'd just like to do a shout out that she's the only normal-sized person in this film.
That's a good point.
All those elderly people in the office. Right?
Oh, yes, okay, yes,
thinking
all
about
right,
that.
yes.
But I guess for like the characters, yeah, they even the brother's girlfriend, she's a knockout. But mind you, he's a pretty good looking guy as well. So probably be fair.
Get in there with the brother.
Yeah, and I can't believe she was axed so soon. She didn't even feature in the second half of the movie.
It was like one phone call or something, maybe.
Yeah, it was a total waste because she was quite funny and Natalie, to be honest, needed a friend. She did not need her boss flying across the country to chip in.
There's a very controversial opinion coming out of you right now. Natalie's kind of insufferable. She's kind of annoying. She's kind of like not what you want as a lead.
Yes, but she's not. When you're watching the movie, you don't realise it. It's only later when you're talking about it, analysing the shit out of her, that you realise this.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, agreed.
Mm.
Cool. Question number 7. What deep philosophical debate arose in you while watching this film?
They make out like that it's a bad thing to lie. It's okay to lie. It's okay to lie. It's okay to lie when you're dating. Everyone does it. Everyone does it.
Yes.
Everyone exaggerates. They go,
Yes.
I like this, when they don't actually like it. Oh, yeah, do you play rugby? Cool, I like rugby. They don't like rugby. But you do that just to get on with people, right? Like, how old are you? I'm 25. might be for me. No, everyone lies. It's okay. Like, it's not a bad thing. Josh says the most important thing about love is to be honest. No, it's not. No. Not at the start. Wait a little while to be honest. Wait till you're like well down the track and you're like, oh, yeah, I don't actually have a job. I've been unemployed for 6 months. If you open up with that, imagine that, eh? Like, I'm unemployed. I live with my parents. Just lie a little bit to get in the door. And let it out, filter it out.
This is a controversial opinion.
Yeah, I know. Matu's legitimately trying to legitimize his fucking what he does. You're trying to make excuses for what you do, bro.
If you're lying to yourself if you don't lie to people at the start.
Everyone else is doing it, so more. I don't know. Bro, if we all told you to jump off a bridge because we're all going to do it.
There's a thing called catfish, and that's because that's normal. That's a normal thing.
Yeah, I actually kind of agree with Matiu. Her overreaction, like, it's still the guy that she's talked to on the phone and never seen before, like, standing in front of her. Like, when she runs out of the house and says, right, I'm out of here, let's go. It's like, her reaction is just over the top. Like, yes, okay, you can be a bit pissed. He used a different photo. That's shocking. But I don't know where I'm going with this.
Yeah. No, exactly, because there's nowhere to go. What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know.
But I get it, like, because she's a bit self-righteous. She's like,
Yes.
I am a very
Like, she's
person,
perfect.
and I have a view on the way. I'm a vegetarian. I don't like the song. It's cold outside.
Maybe it's cold outside.
It's cold outside because it's like it's the theme song for sleazy men or whatever.
Yeah.
But then she's like super superficial as well. So it's like, oh, okay.
So basically, should we just wrap this podcast up and say we hate Natalie and we've decided we don't like this movie?
I feel like we're getting there. I feel like this has turned from
6,900. We knocked it down a couple. 6,900.
This was a fun romp until I'm down to 5,002 at the moment. I really didn't like her. Jesus.
She's real good looking though.
I think this is just a movie you need to watch and then forget about. You don't need to do what we're doing.
Yeah. Good point. We've destroyed this fucking
We're ruining this movie.
We're pulling it apart.
Hey, we all really enjoyed it to start with. So,
I know, that's the worst part. Machi was going to give it a compliment sandwich and then you started answering his questions. We're nope. Now we're talking about it. We're both getting nope. What are you down to, legitimately? What are you down to?
Oh, I'm well into the low 6,000s now.
5,001.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Shall we just zip through the rest of our questions?
I think we probably should. My deep philosophical debate, yeah, I mean, we've sort of hummed and hard. Like, how long is this relationship going to last, really? The other one too, like if I flew out to the other side of a country and discovered that somebody catfished me, when the fuck would I bail?
She's got a massive problem with bailing. It's the middle of fucking nowhere and the airport is closed and she's got no bag and she doesn't know how to get around. She doesn't like the Lyft/Uber driver. How's she going to get to a hotel? She's screwed, man. So she has to go back inside with Josh. Anyway, that's my deep philosophical debate. It's like, yeah.
She's stuck in it. There's no way out.
Yeah.
It's a small country, America. You can't get anywhere, do anything, or stay anywhere. There's just Josh's house is the only house open.
In that small town it is, on that particular night.
Yeah. Moves us over to question number 8. This comes courtesy of our amazing friend Emily Higgins, who was on last week's episode of Demolition Man. And got demolitioned, man. I feel so
Poor
sorry. for her.
I feel sorry
Emily.
for her too.
Poor
I'm sorry, Emily.
We love you, Emily. We absolutely
I
do.
do.
Anyway, what's the question, Stace?
What film would you pair with this as a double feature?
Crazy Rich Asians.
Yep.
It's like a rom-com, but it's more. So this one, Love Hard, is all Americanized, and that one is more. I don't know, but more authentic. I think. I don't know the Asian culture very well, but that one that's appeared quite authentic.
Yes.
I'm going to go with another film that's set in Lake Placid. Lake Placid.
Oh no.
You say, oh, okay, what's Lake Placid? Tell me what
I
is it?
don't know what it is.
it a
I've
horror
never
film?
seen it.
Fuck yeah, it's a horror film,
Is
but
it about crocodile or something?
fuck yeah, it's about a giant crocodile that starts eating the town. It's fucking hilarious. Honestly, Lake Placid is probably one of the worst films you've ever seen, but it's so good. We need to do it. Fuck, we need to do it. It's almost up there with The Room, but there's a bit more like proper actors and actresses and all that
You
sort of
know
shit.
what?
Betty White rocks in it, by the way. She is next level. Yeah, she's amazing.
She feeds cows
Okay.
to this big.
Spoiler alert.
Now you're talking. And I actually think instead of a double feature, what you want is a crossover film.
Yes, that's what I want. I want to see Tag feed Nat to a fucking crocodile because he's pissed off. Oh, fuck, there goes my answer for a later question. God damn it. No, I want to see that. I really want to see Lake Placid and this have a crossover. Sure, why not?
So my train of thought was I'm watching a holiday film and it's only November. It's pretty early to be starting. So I thought, actually, I'd like to watch another holiday film that I just actually enjoy, and that's The Holiday.
I don't remember what I gave The Holiday on this podcast, but I'm pretty sure it was pretty negative.
I remember you giving me heaps of shit for asking to do it.
Yeah. Similar to the
That's
start of
probably
this
an
episode.
indicator that it wasn't a good score.
Yeah. It was okay. Anywho, that moves us over to question number 9. Matiu.
Question number 9. What quote from this film would be the worst to hear after sex?
Okay, now look, guys, this is coming from someone who has conquered both hemispheres of my hands.
Conquered,
so
eh?
I know what I'm talking about.
Well, I didn't know I was talking to Genghis Khan.
Yeah. So I know what I'm talking about when I say that the one thing I don't want to hear is, I'm allergic to kiwis.
Yes.
If the world needs the joke explained, New Zealanders are called kiwis. Unless you're Americans, you just call us New Zealanders because kiwis are fruits.
Yeah, we don't call kiwis in New Zealand. We call them kiwi fruit.
You might. We call them fuzzawazzas around here.
Kiwis are like they're a flightless bird, and they're scared of like the light. They're scared of everything actually, and like that's our national animal. Like
They sleep all day, then they go out prowling at night looking for chicks. Come on, bro. Come on. Get in there beaking everyone else's fucking business. Come on, bro. That's our national bird. Come on.
I'm coming around.
They're creeping around at night. They get all skitterish when the fucking lights get shined on them, you know? Like, hey, what the fuck?
Don't show the face.
Exactly. This is police 10-7. What about you, Stace? What do you got?
My quote is, remember, a disaster for you is a hit for me.
It's all about me. I don't really care if you had a good time.
Yeah.
Oh, you still here?
I did a job. I got it done.
Exactly.
I had the pen is mightier than the penis. Imagine hearing that. He just had sex with a girl and she said a pen is
Yeah,
mightier.
what?
Needle
What
dick,
does
needle
that
dick.
even mean?
That means what it means. The pen is.
So you
Okay.
enjoy a pen more than a penis? Is that what?
We don't need
Just
to
my
analyse
penis or
this,
all
guys.
penises?
Yeah. Anywho, question number 10. Also a Patreon question. This comes courtesy of our man Nurtrovert. You're the fucking man, bro. Love your work. What part of this film was the best time for a bathroom break?
All of Natalie's dates with Tag.
Yeah, see, I had the bobsledding. I was like, we didn't need that. We didn't need it.
No, we didn't need any of them.
Yeah, I had every speech that summarizes the movie. Like, especially when Natalie did that speech or when Josh did the speech in the rest time. But Natalie's speech, I couldn't even get through that scene. It's like, oh fuck, this is just annoying me. Like, why? Then this happened, and we've seen the movie, and we're watching it. Why do you have to summarize it?
Yeah. There's nothing more annoying, and this is an American film thing where they just reiterate exactly what they've just shown you. You know, like a great film is show don't tell.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But like a shitty film is like, okay, we need to tell because we don't know how to fucking explain everything that's going on. This film does both. It shows
Our audiences are really stupid and don't understand anything.
That's a shit sandwich.
That's a shit sandwich. That's what I was like. I like this film, but I was like, I like this film, and I was like, oh fuck, I'm looking through my questions, going this. I can't see anything I like.
Okay, so you're
we're
down
halfway
to the,
through this
you're
podcast.
Down to the 4,000s now.
I'm 4,998. Yeah, I'm past. First bad thing. Anyway, for me, the second date with Tag, you know, the bobsledding, all that sort of shit. We get it. Like, she's nervous about that sort of shit. Like, we get, you know, the rock climbing scene has a little bit of poignancy in that we see Josh interact with her and get her through it, and this is your favourite song, and he clearly cares about her. Second date, I smoked some weed and went bobsledding Olympic level. Like, what the fuck?
Shut up, Natalie.
Yeah.
Shut up, Natalie.
Well, for me, what I can't get past is the restaurant dinner where she's a vegetarian and they go to basically a meat.
Yeah.
And how did we get through that scene without finding out how she dealt with that? Because they get a big slab of he orders a big hunk of meat, you know, as bloody as any, you know, basically raw.
We should go for a feed after this.
We're both salivating over here.
And
Fred Flintstone level shit.
How did she get through that date? Did she just order a salad or nothing or what? It was bizarre. It was pointless.
On top of that was the brother finding out that she was on the date with him. So he went and saw that shit. He knew about it and he saw her kiss her and all that sort of, and he doesn't confront her. He confronts her at a fucking, like, wedding, I don't know, celebration or whatever.
Well, he doesn't confront her and he doesn't tell his family because they were doing like that whole family around the table and he's like, oh, I just have to go out. And so he goes out for a quick drive and then comes back with his Twizzlers. He could have said, oh my God, everyone, I just saw Natalie down at the restaurant with Tag. And then there would have been no engagement party.
Yeah.
There would have been no nothing.
Josh knew about it as well, and he was like hassling her, you know, like that. I can't believe you're doing this. Like, what are you going to do next?
Yeah,
and it was like a fair comment. I'm starting to think why he even liked her, but then you know she's a pretty girl.
She borrowed a dress from Josh's mum to wear on that day.
She changed it as well. She made all these alterations.
Yeah,
to
so
it.
it's like, hey, mum, can Natalie borrow one of your dresses so she can go out on a date? Like, what was the explanation for borrowing a dress?
I think she just got one.
So they didn't tell.
She didn't even tell the mum.
It's
like, by the way, I've just made some changes to the dress so she can't wear it because look how thin I am. I am thin. I'm an Instagram model.
And you're a normal sized woman, yeah. I'm a Hollywood actress and you're a normal sized woman, yeah. Anyway, that moves us over to our personal questions. Yeah, I've sort of darted around this, but at what point should she have bailed for good?
Definitely the proposal.
What, just walked out? Just gone, fuck
way
this.
too far at that point.
Yeah.
Come on.
Okay.
No, it's the vet. When she's taken to a vet.
Yeah.
She's like, where the hell am I? I'm in the vet. Now, you know you've hit rock bottom when you're in a vet surgery and you've just about died.
Yeah.
Okay, things have gotten out of control. You've got to go home. Go home.
Even if we buy that she would stick around and go to the bar and try and hook up with this guy that she only knows the photos. You know, she's like, oh, this is my dream man. Even though he's nothing like the person. Even if we buy that, she's now had the most embarrassing fucking moment of her life happen to her with this guy. She would be like, fuck this fucking town.
Yeah.
Nothing good happens to me in this fucking town. I'm out of here.
I've got the story. You know, this is the disaster date of disaster dates flying across the world.
Yeah.
Meeting his parents. He comes out of the basement. She goes to the bar. She does a stripper dance and unfortunately drinks some kiwi fruit. Winds up in the vet.
Yeah.
you can't beat that.
The next scene should have been her walking down to the butcher's, grabbing a fuck ton of meat and going down to the lake and just luring the fucking crocodile out and eat this whole fucking town. Fuck this place. I'm out of here.
Go all carry, carry on the town.
Okay, next question from me. What's the most out of your element date you've ever gone on? So in this, like we talked about, she went bobsledding, Olympic level bobsledding with a dude, as well as like rock climbing that she's never done, but she's sort of played along. What about you guys? What's the most like out of your element, what the fuck am I doing here date you guys have been on?
Okay, so sometimes, you just have to like do things that you don't really.
Where's this going? What?
I don't like the way she's staring at me while she says this.
Sometimes you have to just do things.
Yeah, just to kind of support your partner and make them feel, like, I don't know. You just have to support your partner.
This isn't that like, yeah, it's really big conversation that you had with me that one time.
And one of those things is like supporting your partner's like interests and hobbies and things that they like to do.
Oh, fuck you, I know where this is going.
Even if that you don't share that same interest. And one of those times was when we went to a local kind of version of Comic-Con, I guess. Or, like it was just a very small kind of event based on like superhero characters.
Shut the fuck up
and
right now, man.
Things like that.
Not Stacey, I'm pointing at Matiu, by the way, listen. And Matiu, eat shit.
And
Keep going, Stacey.
So I'm not going to, expand on this too much, but
Oh no, expand.
Sam was very much in his element, and I was completely out of my element. It was not for me.
I was somewhat in my element to the point that I was like, these are kind of my people. But even then, like, you strike up a conversation with them, and I'm like, okay, I'm kind of normal nerdy.
Okay, that's what you think.
I think I am normal. The rest of the world thinks I'm abnormal, but...
Look, I'm not judging. I'm just saying...
You clearly fucking are.
No, I'm saying people can be into what they want to, but in terms of going on a date, we don't have to do that for a date. We can do something else.
Stacey lasted longer than most people would have lasted in that situation. She hung around and I was like, oh my God, I want to get a photo with the famous girl that was in Firefly. And Stacey's like, I need to go home. I don't care. I'm going to ask her to look really weird in a photo. Stacey's like, you need to fucking leave me out of this. I'm done. What about you, Matiu? Thanks, Stacey.
Yeah.
Thanks, by the way. Thanks for keeping this bottle up for 3 years.
I don't really have an out of my element, but maybe there's been dates that a girl will bring their friend along to be a referee. Like to tell it's just
your performance is really shitty, mate. 10 meters.
Yeah.
Red card you there for a second there, bro.
And they tell, like, the girls are generally pretty honest, so they'll tell you stuff like straight away and go, hi, I'm here just to check on you and make sure, like an evaluator or something. Like, yeah, well, I'll be here to listen, and this is my actual friend, and she's asked me to come along and make sure you're not a creep.
We've heard on
thanks.
a few.
Just can you use your inside voice, please? So,
we've heard about your internet forums, and we want to just make sure you're not the actual Matiu.
That's always pretty awkward. I feel like I thought that was normal. Like, that's not happened. They get a referee.
I've never been on a date with a girl in her maze.
I've never taken.
You've never taken a friend on a date?
I've never taken a friend
just
on
me,
a
eh?
date.
Imagine the conversation.
It sounds promising, eh? Two girls on a date. Not even. That's straight up.
Imagine the conversation. I'm going on a date with this guy. Tell me about him. Okay, well, I'm definitely fucking coming. After what you've just told me, I'm coming on this date for at least the first half an hour, 45 minutes to make sure you don't wind up in fucking a trash can.
So where did you meet this guy? Well, we're standing in a taxi line and he just said, hey, what are you up to? You can come home? Real classy.
Anywho, that's enough of that. Anywho, let's move us down to my final question. Is this movie just romanticizing sociopathic behavior?
Yes.
I'm going to say no.
It is. It's totally.
This is normal behavior. This is normal.
It's just normal.
It's normal.
It's normal to catfish a girl and
It's normal to lie.
Lie to a dude and all that sort of shit.
Yeah, girls do it all the time. Go to things they don't want to go to. Yeah, they actually do the opposite. I think they point out that behaviour is not acceptable rather than romanticising it.
I'd go out on a limb and say most romantic comedies normalise sociopathic behaviour. You know, most of those giant romantic gestures that happen in romantic comedies, if you do that shit, the cops would show up.
Yeah, but they take the piss out of it in this film. They're like,
They do a bit.
What the fuck are you doing? Like, I can't believe you just did that. Oh, sorry, I made a mistake.
But like,
yeah, you made a mistake. Fucking hell.
okay, interesting.
Okay, my first question is, what would the sequel actually die or die actually look like?
Great question, Stacey. How did you come up with this?
I don't know.
Did your husband give it to you?
Yes.
So in actually die or die actually, I think Josh and Natalie break up. Natalie hooks up with Tag, the person that she probably should be with, because she's superficial and so is he. Well, he's actually not. He's actually a pretty nice guy.
He's a fucking normal dude. That's the worst part. You legitimately feel sorry for that guy.
He was trying when she was all Kiwi face. He was like, oh, don't say anything, guys. Don't say anything. So yeah, he's pretty nice. But I think these two get together, and then Josh, he meets Awkwafina, and they hook up. And they're much. I reckon they would have real good chemistry between them. They're both funny. Yeah.
Oh, cool. That sounds good. What about you, Sam?
Horror film. Let's send this into a horror film.
Horror film. Yeah, like Lake Placid-esque.
Tag moves from Tag's distraught, upset, fucking emotionally scarred, all that sort of shit. Turns him into a raging psychopath. He goes from Lake Placid to Los Angeles, where she's from. Creates a Tinder profile there, matches with a whole ton of chicks. And then he basically just sees which other ones are catfishing him, like which other girls are catfishing him. Shows up at these dates, and if they're not catfishing him, he just walks away. But if they're catfishing him, murders them. And then Josh and Nat have to get together and take him down because they know his secret weakness, which is Olympic level bobsledding. I don't fucking know. So they lure him to a bobsled arena where they cut the brakes, and that's the end of him.
Okay, my next question is, have you ever been catfished?
I'm going to go first and say yes.
Well, according to the Matiu definition of catfishing, yes, everyone has. Everyone does every day.
We've talked about this.
You guys catfish each other. Come on, you're really lying hard out.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone has.
Sam is. I'm not a nerd. I'm actually really normal. You'll never have to come to Comic-Con.
No. There was a website in when I was living over in London called Intimidate, where if you're an Australian or a Kiwi, you could sign up for it, and then people that wanted to date Australian and Kiwis used to go on there and you'd meet up. So I met up with a lovely lady who, shared photos. She looked normal, she looked nice, she looked great. And there was photos from when she was a dancer / tennis player, and then apparently they were 3 or 4 years beforehand. So when we met up for our date, we went out for dinner, had a few drinks and stuff. I was like to the point I looked at her, I was like, you are not the fucking girl I met up with.
Having dinner with someone who you don't think is...
Yeah, I couldn't recognise her, to the point that she came up to me and she was like, hey, and I was standing in the street and I was like, who the fuck are you? And then she's like, hey, Sam, it's me. And I was like, oh, okay. And then we went
I'm Josh the candle maker.
Yeah, I'm Josh the candle maker. It was like that, to the point I'm like, you look nothing like the fucking girl in the photos.
And
wow, okay.
Yeah. I still slept with her, obviously. But
what did you do? Oh, yeah.
Much catfishes, by the way.
Yeah. I was going to say I'm the catfish.
You was the catfish.
But it's funny. I do. It just makes it's hilarious. That
was not fucking hilarious.
It is. It's
One of
funny.
my friends who's mutual friends of you messaged me a photo of Sonny Bill Williams and said, "Hey, this is your friend's fucking profile picture." One of the most famous, good-looking men on the world. He had a different name as well.
There was a streaker in a game of rugby who was overweight and he was all oily.
Wasn't me, by the way. Wasn't me.
And that was my profile pic.
Too.
And my profile stated that I had 7 different children to those 6 different children to 7 different baby mamas. So do the math on that one. And I'm looking for my next baby mama. That was. So.
There's a lot of honesty in that, by the way. There's just a lot of honesty.
This is funny, and you wouldn't believe it. I'm getting matches, not quality women, of course, but this is so funny. I'm like, really? It's more of a stalker profile to be
Sounds like it. Oh dear.
So, what was your last question there, Stacey?
Do you reckon that Josh's family would have actually been as supportive and forgiving at the end?
No.
Nah, fuck no way.
No way.
Conservative. He even says it. His dad's always given him a hard time. Nah.
His dad also isn't supporting the candle making.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
It was like a faked interest in it, eh? He was like,
He was like, okay, cool, as long as you don't have to work in my shop because you're pretty shit. Like that kind of vibe.
Matiu, what do you got?
My first question is, why did Natalie need any help hooking up with Tag? Like, why did she need Josh's help?
She didn't.
Yeah, that's what.
Well,
it doesn't make any sense. Like,
well, because she was staying at his house, right?
Yeah,
she's got to be nice to him.
at the same time, she can... That's true.
He's got to be useful. Eh? You don't really need his help, but hey, why don't you make yourself useful?
She kind of did after the kiwi fruit incident. I mean, she's like a lot of coming back to do from that. It's not like
But it still feels like bullshit. It's like, hey, I know this guy better than fucking anyone else. Use me, and by the way, can I use you? And you know what I mean? It's just
the whole movie wouldn't exist without any of this.
Exactly.
You're the queen of this. You're the queen of saying what was the most bullshit part of this movie. Well, that zombies exist. And it's like, well, that's a fucking zombie film. So
Yes.
The ghosts exist in Ghostbusters. That's right.
the ghosts exist in Ghostbusters. Thank you. That's exactly what I was thinking about.
All right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
My next question. Does every girl secretly want Natalie to hook up with Tag?
I feel like Stacey has to answer this first because I feel like I'm going to give the wrong answer. Were you rooting for Tag? Were you hoping that
No.
Natasha and Tag hooked up?
Just call her Nat, guys.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't, because of the exact alarm bells. It's like, you don't even know that guy, and you're just mean to Josh,
But he's good looking and he was cool. Like, there's not much between the ears, but he was good looking and he was cool.
No, she's being mean to Josh, and Josh has already established himself as a cool, funny character. So, yeah, I don't know. I was rooting for Josh, so.
Really?
Yeah. Nobody's rooting for Tag.
I think there's a lot of girls that would like to be rooting for Tag. I'm telling you now.
Yeah.
American listeners, rooting means sex.
Doesn't mean doing the gardening.
Although there's usually a hoe involved.
I'm going to edit this episode.
No, you're not. No, you're staying away from this episode.
What happened to that file?
I don't have an episode this
There's a power cut. All right.
to get out those scented candles.
The gasoline. And my last question was, would you, Natalie in the film drink some kiwi fruit shots and swells up like a soccer ball? So would you hook up with kiwi fruit faced Natalie?
Stacey, before we answer this, I think we should come at this with a joint approach of Matiu has a massive allergy. So clearly he's trying to segue in there. If I'm having a massive allergic reaction to peanuts, surely somebody wants to hook up with me.
Should I stay in town or should I go home? But I look like the Elephant Man.
What he's asking? He's trying to ask if I accidentally eat a fucking satay kebab and start having an allergic reaction to peanuts, should I stay in town and start trying to mac on chicks? And if those girls don't want to hook up with me because I've had an allergic reaction, is it on them or is it on me? We know what you're trying to do here,
The fact
Matiu.
that you're even thinking about hooking up when you could die is just stupid.
Welcome to the world of being a guy.
So the question was, would you? I need some feedback here. Listeners, can send me some emails.
Well, I personally wouldn't hook up with Nat having a kiwi fruit face reaction. No. It needs medical attention. She does not need physical attention.
Right, strike one.
Sam, what's your answer?
That's a good point. What about if I was having an allergic reaction?
I'd send you to hospital straight away.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I feel like you take the piss out of me for about half an hour before.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I'd send you to hospital eventually.
Remember when I broke my toe and you told me to walk it off? You haven't broken your toe. We've got too much stuff today. You haven't broken your toe. Walk it off. You'll be fine.
I did not say walk it off.
You told me to walk it off.
I said get in the car. We'll take you to...
You're sweet to drive the way, babe.
I did not say that.
Anywho, that takes us down to our last question, which comes courtesy of our man Dan Brannick of Netflix and Swill. We're finishing on him because Netflix original, Netflix and Swill, they cover all things Netflix related, so it just makes sense. Go check out their podcast, it's awesome. I don't know if they're going to cover this film. There's a lot of Netflix films coming out, so I don't know if this is on the top of their list, but anywho, Dan's question this week is, who was the true MVP of this film? Can't be the lead. So let's rule out Natasha and Jimmy.
Jimmy John.
Jimmy Josh. Let's rule out Jimmy Josh and Natalia Natalie. Who you got, Stace?
Well, it's definitely Grandma June.
Yes, Grandma. Fuck yes, Grandma.
Without her,
awesome.
there's just no comedy.
I had Quasi Thomas.
Who's that?
He's the black guy that's the friend of Tags, and his acting when she has kiwi fruit face is just got me, and I just that whole, and he's the one that she dances on comes in behind, dances on him, and then slams his head into the table, and he does nothing. And he's there trying not to hurt her feelings.
Yeah.
After he gets his head slammed into the table. For what? She thinks that she's doing him a favor, and he's just like, get off me, you strange human.
Overinflated head, motherfucker.
Yeah. He's like freaking out. What's going on?
I'm pretty sure, like, when we hear her dancing, I'm pretty sure he's the one who's just like, maybe she's got a condition. And then I'm a Christian man.
Yeah, it's just like that scene was just that scene stole the whole movie for me, and it was awesome. That was funny.
I'm wondering if it's just that scene you like.
Yeah, that's it. That scene got all the 4,500 points, and then nothing else.
I feel like Matiu wants to get his head slammed into the table by a girl who's having an allergic reaction to something she shouldn't have ingested.
Who the hell puts kiwi fruit in a cocktail or a shot or whatever? Have you ever had a shot? We live in New Zealand. We grow, we live in kiwi fruits all around us. I've never had a cocktail.
You can't fucking leave your house without a kiwi fruit bumping into your fucking face.
I want the fuzzy, mama. I want the fuzzies.
Want the fuzzies. Give me the fuzzies.
Give me the fuzzies.
Yep. Good answers, guys. And that takes us down to the end. Thank you.
Oh, thank God.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yes, continue.
Thank you, Stacey, for joining us. How are you? Cheers.
Oh, it's been super exciting to be here.
Hey, can we do
So full of shit.
Can we do a recap of the scores now that we're at the end?
That's exactly what my next one is going to be.
Stacey's hating life, so I'm real interested to know what
You
it
go
is.
first, bro. What's your score?
Oh, I'm going to say stick because I already had it. I got it right from the start. 4,500.
Okay.
I don't go high. A shit sandwich all the way.
What about you, Stace?
Mine's 3,000.
Oh!
That's the biggest backflip I've ever heard of.
You've dropped a full 4,000.
Yes, I have.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Is this because you're delusionally tired and you're just like, I just want to drop some shit and get the fuck out of here?
This podcast has pushed me over the limit.
Oh, no. I feel like I need to beat that, but I can't. It's still 4,998. I still enjoy
just
this.
a touch.
Nah, fuck, who am I kidding? It's 4,012.
That's just...
The more you talk about this film, the worse it gets, man. It's just like, it's like Love Actually. The first time I saw that, I was like, this is right. The more we watched it and talked about it, I was like, this film was fucking horrible.
Yeah, you get into the themes, eh? Like,
Yeah.
they think they could just do that.
Absolutely. Anywho, yep, that takes us down to the end. Thank you, everybody, for listening. But a more massive thanks to our Patreons, which keep the light going. The one light we've got going in this garage. Yeah, the
and
single
no
light bulb.
candles.
Thank you so much, you guys. You guys are awesome. Upcoming episodes, June is coming out, and Venom 2 has just been released here. Well, Venom Let There Be Carnage. So potentially going to be a couple of episodes on that. If you want to get a hold of us, you can find us on Twitter at Movie Reviews In, or search us out on Movie Reviews in 20 Qs on Facebook and Instagram. And yeah, or send us an email at mritqs@gmail.com. Anywho, that's thanks from me.
Thanks.
Chit.
We are talking about this movie a lot longer than I expected for some of these answers. I'm like,
I think it's
this is well thought out, engaging and discussing. Yeah.
I think as the more cans that come on the table, the discussion appears more interesting and engaging.
Wow, it was so interesting. We are so interesting.
When I'm editing it tomorrow, Hey, anyway, guys, I'd kind of like to go to bed soon.
Hey, enough.